Hey, it's Pete from Keep It Sharp. We're going to try this clipper blade sharpening video one more time. What we're doing here is I'm going to go through my whole system with you. I got 6 blades from this customer today. So I thought, well, it's an easy deal, so let's try it. So first, obviously charge the plate. I've got the smooth plate. There's a million videos on how to charge it. So we're going to skip that. Well, hold on. We want to go through this right. While we're doing this next blade, okay, hold on. Let's get this right. So I put my blades in here. These are all ones I can use on the automatic, okay? Anything that's over that, like the 0.93, we have things for each one, but it's one blade. It's a 5. I'm going to do that by hand. So next blade is here. The blade I did before is sitting in the water. This is how I try to keep things moving. So let's put our blade on here. Cutter. Comb. There we go. Let's fire her up. I just gave it another little powder. Here we go. Put them down. Oops. Almost screwed up. Turn it on, set them down. I set the alarm. I do 20 seconds. While that's going, we clean, double rinse. In the first rinse, scrape it. I usually do one more. Then here, look at that, blade's done. Turn off that and that. We were a little behind here. Then what I do, as you guys will see, I'm water, okay? I'm rinsing with water, so I tap them dry here on the 7s and 30s and such that are really thin. I don't have to worry about blowing the water out. They go back in, face up, so I stay, see, as you can tell, I get confused easy, but it keeps me in order, okay? So see, here they are. I leave the plate running. Here we go. I got a brush hanging up here. First brush. Rinse. Brush. In the rinse. Next blade on. Arms on. Down. I got 20 seconds to do the blade, but you'll see. Second rinse. Third rinse. Boom, boom, boom. We pat. They will get blown along the way here. In, face up. That's going off. Turn it off. Brush. I go down the comb through the comb. Same thing with my blade. I'm sorry, cutter. In. I got one more. And as you can see, this kind of moves right along. Ready. Down, timer, rinse. Like I said, some people worry about burrs. I think with my double brushes here, if there is any burrs, they're coming off. Tap, tap, tap. There you go. Face up. Alarm went off. Try to get them when they're on their forward swing. Here we go. I'm doing this whole thing because I want you to see me do it by hand as well. Whoops. What I'm using for this is one of those lanyards. I got a magnetic hook on the ceiling for that. And the wrench. I know. Wrench. Next one is the hand blade. Little tap. When doing them by hand, you got to do the whole process because you don't have one sharpening. So here we go. Now what I do when it's a comb, it's not, the comb holder isn't set for this. So it's getting done by hand. I put the cutter on there and let that do its thing until I'm done with this. On there, magnet. Here we go. I do it. Okay, as you see, I got one of those little U ones. I set it in between the holes. I want it up close to the top of the teeth. I can kick that up just a little. I don't know if you can see that through there, but just so you're, because you want to be on the end of this part here. And look at, I see a problem with this one already. So we're going to keep an eye on that while we sharpen. So here we go. Back and forth motion for the cutter. I did 8 passes, and I'm looking, and that problem's not a problem anymore. That's going over. Take my cutter off. That looks real good. In the bath. Oh, did I not do the... I must have missed the brush on top. Sometimes I get stupid. I had some grit there. Second, third, over. Second, third, over. There we go. I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but see, they're in there. Tap them over in here, face up. Then I end up with the whole thing with face up blades, which goes to station number 2, where we assemble and adjust. Let me pause you for a second here. All right. So stage 2, you see nothing's out. This is where I bring my socket setter. I got stuff up here on a magnet for adjusting the socket, for squeezing the spring. We have a flathead. We have a stubby Phillips, a big Phillips, clipper cradle. Shouldn't need the drill, but that's how I take them apart in the beginning. I guess I missed that one yet, but everything was disassembled. Then I got a cup with oil in it and a paintbrush. Got some paper towels here, they're flapping. And we're there. Now I have this is one of those trigger pull ones, but when you test your spring to see how the yellow part went up and stays, then you can check. Look at that. I was like 3 and almost a half. So I have gotten the feel of it, okay? So you're not going to see me use this probably. If I have any doubt whatsoever, it's checked with this. Okay? Let me get my chair set up and we'll do like one clipper blade. All right, here we go. Immediately grab your comb and your cutter. I set them down. Get your spring out. I look right here. If that's open like that, I'll give it just a little with my thing. Am I getting this? Not a heavy, just bring it down a little bit. Okay? In the clipper cradle. If you don't have a clipper cradle, get one. Greatest thing we ever had. Spring, take your thing, lube your guide, set your cutter on there. I don't know if we need to see this. Boom, there we go. Set your comb on there. Hope I called that the cutter. Everything lines up. Put my screws in. Now, when I have a helper, the helper's doing this part for me, and she doesn't want to align, so she just sets it up. You take your stubby, tighten until you just get to the where it stops. Done. Now, if it's the helper, she sets it, and then I go and do this. But here's where you set your setback. And sometimes you get lucky, and that's the same. I mean, it's set for you. It doesn't happen often. So there we go. I don't know if you can see my setback. Got that. So then I go over, grip like this. So everything stays. Now's where the big one comes in. I had complaints that my screws were coming loose. So I got the bigger screwdriver so I can crank them down. You know, yeah. Now we check, say, spring tension. I'm dead there. Okay. Want to check it? Let's check it. See how accurate I am. Popped up at the end to a little over 3. So, pretty good, huh? Then, last two checks. Socket, setter. Going to squeeze these two in where they should be. And it did need a little bit. I felt it grab. And then I got my socket tool. I just checked my socket, make sure everything's good. It is. Then that's done. Okay? Now we go to the next one. I don't know if you need to see that. Next is obviously testing. So I'll pause you. I'm going to do all these. Then we'll come back and do the testing on the first blade. Hey, I'm jumping back in here because I got one. The last one had a socket issue. This one put together too loose. So what I'm doing is pushing this far to the side. I got my Wolf T-handle, and I hope you can see this. Put it right before the hump on the spring. I give that a crank. I go over to the opposite side. Do the same thing on that. There we go. Very nice. So there's that. Once again, socket. What I'm finding with these is, for some reason, the back of the socket there is tilted a little. See? And then when I test them on the fur, I'll be able to feel how it is. All done. There you go. I think that was the main thing. So that's the second one that was like that. So I wanted to let you know. Okay, we're all done with this step. What I find is if you leave everything out, the old Murphy's Law, everything will pass when you test with fur. If you don't, like cleaning off your plate and stuff, by God, there'll be one that needs to be redone or something. So just use Murphy's Law to your advantage. I'm going to switch this camera around. We're going to test. Here we are testing. As you can see, I'm just moving down the way. But what I learned way back when with the business is if it's a problem, make it a system, and it ceases to be a problem. I know it sounds so simple, but it works fantastic. Everything's covered. Your quality stays good. Your problems go away. Everything's fine. So here we are. I got some of the Edge Pro fur. I got some fake fur that I bought myself. Grab a blade. Why don't we do this 5 first? Here we go. Keep 2 hanging here. Slap it on. Uh-oh. There we go. I'm going to use this thicker fur. Oh, remember to seat your blade. 15 to 30 seconds. You'll be surprised. Here we go. Pretty good. I'd say she works good. So then it gets set over here. There is one more step. Let's do 2 for fun. The rest of these are 7Fs. See that? Let's go here. No, I have to leave it on the Edge Pro. Cuts good. Bam. Off, set down. All right, you don't need to see every one. That's what I'm going to go through. When I finish this, I'll show you how I finish out. Okay, last step. Here we go. It's been tested. Oh, yeah, by the way, every single one tested fine. See, leaving the stuff out works. So then I put some air in here. They get a quick blow to get the hair from testing out of them. Individually bagged. Edge Pro has these. I think I bought them from them last time because it was like $1,000 for something reasonable. Stick it in. Each blade individually wrapped over to the customer. So that's it, guys. Finally got this video done all the way through without a problem. Yeah, it looks like my microphone's still working. So that's what I'm going to do with these 5 more blades. And then we're ready to go into the customer with clipper blades. That's it. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Hey, I thought of one more thing. Typically, before I do this, I clean up my fur so it doesn't blow all over. What I got here, and this is going to change a little over time, but get you one of these small shop vacs. I got it under the cover, under the counter here. I can reach under, turn it on. Get your hair up. Glad I paused that instead of what I'm going to do is have it coming up out with a little the small wide attachment, not wide, the small one for like doing furniture here, and then I can just kick the air. I'm going to put a switch right here. I'll be able to kick it on, do it. Maybe I'll even put a foot switch. So that hasn't come yet. I just keep slowly adding things to the bus. All right, take care.